Today, I will answer the questions that is difficult to learn tattooing. As I said in the part 1, you need to learn the tattoo techniques, tattoo needle skill, tattoo style, and painting. Someone told me it was too difficult, but you can learn it in a simple or complex way. You can make money even if you are just at a primary level. If you want to do it better, you must learn all practical skills. Well, I divided tattooing into 3 levels: primary level, intermediate level, and advanced level. Primary level is the first level, but it's not the easiest one. Primary level means that you can add a program in your shop and you can make all patterns. What's the primary level? In my opinion, primary level has 8 characteristics. The first characteristic is that your tattoo machine technique not bad. Tattoo machine technique means you do know how to use tattoo machine when you are making tattoos. Many people, especially tattoo beginners, told me they could not use the machine well since the machine is too heavy and shakes heavily. When they were making complex tattoo, it's difficult to make outlines and shading is uneven either. That's because their tattoo machine skill are not perfect enough. They are at a primary level. They can only hold the machine steady, but cannot make outlines at a high standard. What is the high standard? High standard means that he can finish the line on time when someone is making outlines. What's more, the thickness and smoothness of the lines and the depths of needles are controlled perfectly. You can make tattoos even if you are just at a primary level, but it may take you double time to finish a tattoo or to achieve effects you want. The second characteristic is that your tattoo needle skills are not bad. Like pencils, tattoo needles also have different sizes. Tattoo needle diameters, counts, and groupings are various. We need use different needles according to different body parts and tattoo pattern because the thickness of skin on different parts are different. Shall we make the line real or virtual? Shall we tattoo regularly, fast, or slow? If you are at a primary level, you don't know the answer, and you can't control the depth of the needle well. And you cannot control the speed of tattoo machine, power supply, or your hands perfectly. The third characteristic is that you cannot change the needle depths perfectly. The most difficult is to control the needle depths. Even though we cannot see how much the needle goes into the skin, we can feel the depths by training tattoo needle skill. I will teach you 20 to 40 needle depths. The thickness of the skin is between 1.2 mm to 1.5. So there are 40 depths from the surface to 1.5 mm. Well, how do we judge the needle depths? It depends on the skins of the lines, light and the shade of the pattern, and the body part. In order to make a perfect tattoo, reduce the skin damage, and avoid the risk of infection, we have to learn tattoo needle skill. We will talk about the skin complications in the later videos. For example, hyperplasia, demittent, rejection action, swelling, excessive bleeding, ink becoming blue, and etc. The fourth characteristic is that you don't know much about the skin structure. Many students practice tattooing on a fake skin. The needle goes into the fake skin as deep as it can. Fake skin don't feel pain, but people have feelings. The thickness of the skin on a different body part is different. So, we must know the skin structure when we are tattooing. Like painting, you need to the objections before you paint. For example, what paper do you use? White paper cardboard, sketch paper, or canvas. After you understand its characteristics, you can take advantage of its characteristics so you can show better skills. In a word, you may not know the skin structure well if you are at a primary level. The fifth characteristic is that you cannot transfer jigsaw puzzle onto the skin perfectly. Tattoo artists need to transfer tattoo designs. I will teach you how to transfer in details in my later videos. It seems simple to transfer tattoo designs onto a body part with a transfer paper, and for some big tattoo designs, the combination and the splicing between the patterns may not be good after you transfer them on the skins. In other words, you don't understand the structure of jigsaw puzzle well if you are at a primary level. Even though the pattern is not good enough, which you transfer onto the skin, amateur thinks it's fine. The sixth characteristic is that your operation skills are not that good. For example, you may not know how to deal with your guest pain or how to communicate with your guests. Besides, you cannot deal well with the hygiene and your preparations either. The seventh characteristic is that you cannot offer a healthy enough environment for your guests. Tattoo is a kind of traumatic art or traumatic beauty. We make needles penetrate into the skin and deliver dyes to dermis layer. Then there must be wounds. That's why we must have good hygiene. You may have troubles if you don't use qualified disinfectant or disinfectant tools, especially disposable products. You may also be in trouble if your disinfection method or tattoo aftercare is not professional. A primary tattoo artist always cannot make every aspect perfectly. Maybe his tattoo studio's environment is not healthy. Maybe his tattoo products are not good enough. Maybe his disinfection method or tattoo aftercare is not professional. The eighth characteristic is that you don't know how to attract customers, even though you are just learning a skill. You also need to know how to do business. Many primary tattoo artists are not good at attracting customers. They just open a tattoo studio and wait for customers. Someone may create posts on their social media accounts. Am I right? When we open a tattoo shop, it's not wise to wait for customers. We need to be not only a professional tattoo artist, but also a good boss. A good boss needs to know skills about how to run a tattoo shop, how to attract more guests, how to maintain a relationship with your guests. Remember that we are in service industry, so service is vital. But primary tattoo artists don't know much about it. As a result, his business may not be good. What's worse, they don't know how to maintain a relationship with the guests. Well, let's talk about intermediate level now. What's the difference between primary level and intermediate level? Firstly, intermediate tattoo artists know more about tattoo needle skills, tattoo machine skills, and tattoo style. An intermediate tattoo artist can make the outliner or color perfectly every time when the tattoo needle moves. For example, when he is doing a gradient from 100 to 0, he just needs to shade 1 to 5 times to finish it. But a primary tattoo artist needs to shade more times. What's worse, the skin will bleed or the color is uneven. An intermediate tattoo artist just needs to shade 3 or 5 times, and the color is even and beautiful. The same thing goes for outline. An intermediate tattoo artist knows more about the thickness and the virtue of outline. In other words, an intermediate tattoo artist can shade gradient well, and all his tattoo skills are higher. A primary tattoo artist knows 50 tattoo styles. An intermediate tattoo artist may know 100 to 150 tattoo styles. I once did a butterfly tattoo. That guest asked me how much it would cost. I said, the cost could be 50 or 150, even higher than 150. The guests don't understand why the prices were so different. He thought I was kidding. No, I was telling the truth because styles were not different. I could add a line in a butterfly pattern, or could also add a simple pattern or colorful pattern in it. I could make an ordinary colorful or a 3D colorful butterfly tattoo. I could use one or more than 10 colors. The more complex it is, you need to get more work done. The more time you spend, the more detailed your work is. You must practice more if you want your skill at a higher level. And you can get higher payment. Generally, an intermediate tattooist can get more skills than a primary tattooist. He knows more methods to transfer tattoo patterns. He also has his own creative ideas when transfer jigsaw puzzles. Many tattooists know nothing about painting. Many tattoo patterns need your creation. You need to modify tattoo drafts. How could you create it? You don't know how to paint. I'll teach you how to assemble various patterns. I'll teach you how to assemble patterns by software and transfer paper and transfer it onto the skin. You will get better understanding of jigsaw puzzle, the structure of pattern, and the meaning of tattoo pattern at an intermediate level. You will know how to add your hand drawing and take advantage of all kinds of painting skills. As I said, we don't just transfer tattoo patterns, but primary tattooists just transfer tattoo designs onto the skin. You will look for some painting skills and apply them to tattooing if you are at a higher level. I always tell my students not to be like a frog in the well. A frog in the well is Chinese saying. You will search butterfly tattoos, tiger tattoos, and dragon tattoos online when you are looking for tattoos. These tattoo designs you see are limited. The internet only shows you tattoos and tattoo drawings. But tattoo is a new industry and it's always developing. It's almost impossible to ask someone whose painting skills are excellent to become a tattoo artist. He will develop his business in a painting field if his painting skills are excellent. But some painting learners whose painting skills are not good as a painter will join in tattoo field. These tattoos can make the use of their advantage. If they are good at Chinese painting, calligraphy, sketch, or oil painting, then they can add elements related to their painting styles into tattoo design. But most tattooists have no painting skills at all. Even if you know some painting skills, you cannot find perfect tattoos when you are searching tattoo designs online. Most tattoos won't pass if they are judged from artistic point of view. When we judge tattoo from the artistic point of view, we will consider its composition principles, its principle of perspective, its anatomical principle, its virtual and real match, its techniques, and its meaning. Then most tattoo works can be regarded as craft works, but you still need to learn some painting knowledge. You should know what sfumato technique in watercolor is, what cubic technique in calligraphy is. If you know these techniques, you can use its terminology when you are searching the information. When you use its terminology to look for the technique, then you are not a frog in the well. then you will realize that you can show too many things. At that time, you may feel excited because you have too many beautiful things to show. You can show your ideas in the form of tattoos. So, you must think more of the future and learn more skills. That's intermediate level. An intermediate tattooist can make some kinds of complex tattoos by himself. He can also take advantage of painting skills when tattooing. The complex tattoos are something like the hairs of animals, the stereoscopic impression of portraits, and machinery. He can make such complex tattoos, but the reality and stereoscopic impressions of these tattoos are not so strong. Meanwhile, his painting appreciation's ability needs to be improved. Why do we learn painting appreciation's ability? Because every painting has certain of deep aesthetic introduction and meaning. For example, we all know Pablo Picasso, but many people don't understand his paintings. There were many painting genres during Renaissance period, such as Fauvism, Dadaism, Realism, Hyperrealism. Why were there so many genres? When these painters painted an apple, a figure. A genre is a style of art. What is style? Many people said these painters paint ugly pictures because they cannot understand those pictures. It's not true. They learn the painting courses according to normal procedure. Their paintings are very real. We can even see the hair when they paint a figure picture. You will feel amazing that you can see each hair and the water beads on the paintings look like real. In fact, it can only show the finesses of paintings. Even if you can also paint a picture like real, your paintings may have no value art appreciation, have no connotation, have no meaning, or your painting cannot show a deep meaning. When we are looking at an artwork, we appreciate not only its reality, but also the powerful image it expresses, and the artist's conception and thoughts. Anyway, it shows a painting style. This kind of paintings have life, but many people cannot understand this kind of paintings. So you must improve your art appreciation ability if you want to understand the artworks. So you have to reach intermediate level. The third one is advanced level. It may take you many years to reach advanced level. I always tell my students to practice hard according to my methods. 5 years later, you will become a master if you insist on practice and improve your skills continuously according to my methods. You will be an expert in tattoo field 10 years later. How many people can insist on practice for 10 years in a same field? What if you insist on 15 years? Maybe you will be authority. I mean, few people would insist on doing the same things for a long time. Many people will refuse to learn more because they want to make money early. Someone can insist for a long time, someone cannot, since their purpose are different, as I said in part 1. What characteristics does an advanced tattooist have? The first one is that his proficiency is high. A primary tattooist needs to do many times to achieve the effects he wants when he is making a line or gradient. And the tattoo may not look nice because of the skin damage caused by him. An intermediate tattooist needs to do 3 to 5 times to achieve the effects he wants, and so there still will be skin damage. The color won't be even, since he does too many times. An advanced tattooist can deal with the speed of tattoo machine and hand very well. He just needs one time to make a line or gradient. He can take advantage of different angles and the speed and the depths of tattoo machine, so he just needs one time to achieve it. Of course, he needs an amount of practice to reach advanced level. Secondly, he can finish jigsaw puzzle and other tattoo designs by himself. I mean, he doesn't need to use too much experience of other tattooists or other jigsaw puzzles. He has his own ideas. He can modify it and make it become his own style when he is looking for a pattern. He must be good at hand drawing and painting so that he can modify a tattoo pattern. Thirdly, he can apply painting styles to tattoo designing. In other words, he is a leader rather than plagiarist when designing tattoo patterns. All of his tattoo works are his own styles. He's always doing technical research. There are many subjects in painting. Each subject has its own style and cultural style. What is cultural style? Cultural style are something like Sakyan tattoo, Maya totem, tribal patterns, various symbols, Japanese tradition, graphic culture, tribal culture, and religious culture. An advanced tattooist can combine these styles and apply them to tattoos. Some cultural graphics don't look nice, but they have kind of traditional beauty. Someone likes traditional styles and beauty. Some wants to make the tattoo design more beautiful. The line should be clear, the pattern should be bright, the color should be even. As a qualified tattooist, you should know how to design according to your guest's requirements. You make original one if your guest wants original style. You can modify it if he wants to make it more beautiful. Sometimes you need to add some elements to make it become a new tradition. Sometimes you also need to turn a pure color tattoo into multicolored one. Since you are facing the market, you must know how to change the style. You are designing a tattoo according to your guest's requirement instead of your own idea. So you have to change the pattern if the guest has demand. As an advanced tattooist, you can apply the painting styles and the culture style to tattoo and modify them. Fourthly, an advanced tattooist knows body art and combine it with the tattoo art. Many tattoo schools cannot teach you this skill. Remember that we are not tattooing on skins. Actually, we are tattooing on human body. Since our target is human body, we have to understand body art. I don't mean the guest must have a perfect human body ratio. Some of our guests are tall, some are short, some are fat, some are thin. We must be good at discovering the advantage of our customers. What is his special features? Is she like to be more sexy, more individual, more elegant, or something else? What characters does her body have? For example, someone's waist looks nice, someone's legs look nice, someone's skin is fair. We must consider the structure of human body and his special features when we are designing a tattoo pattern for our guests. In other words, we must make sure the tattoo he wears is beautiful, no matter you see it from distant places or near places, no matter what clothes he wears. It must be beautiful, whatever he does. It is too bad if others cannot understand what the tattoo is, no matter from distant places or near places. This kind of tattoos do not combine pattern itself and human beauty. Many people just make a beautiful tattoo on skin when they are making a tattoo. When we see a tattoo worn on a stranger, we will notice its whole design at a first sight. Then we will say his tattoo is really beautiful. We know shape of his tattoo from distant places. Then we will say it is nicer if we near it. So we must understand body art. Then you will know how to create a tattoo pattern when you are designing. We need to make use of the different skin color of the human body, stereoscopic impression, and the special condition of our guest's body, and his wearing and personality when we are designing. Fifthly, an advanced tattooist has high artistic appreciation. That means he was able to tell you clearly the meaning, the graphic structure of each tattoo. He even knows what techniques that tattooist uses. We must make meaningful tattoos instead of making tattoos for the sake of tattoos. There are many forms when you tattoo on a human body, which we will talk later. Under what circumstances will he make his tattoos? So, an advanced tattooist must have his artistic appreciation, and he can mix all painting skills and cultures around the world. What's more, he has his own methods to design a tattoo pattern and make tattoos. That means the tattoos made by him is different from others, no matter what kind of tattoos he makes. We can know which tattoo is done by him at a glance, because each tattoo done by him different from others. The graphic is special, it's his graphic style. Most of the tattoo techniques are reflected in his tattoo needle skills and tattoo machine skills. Tattoo needle skill means how fast his needle works, how dense and thick the color is. He makes a virtual or reality tattoo. When he finally finishes tattoo, people will think this tattoo has its own style and interesting techniques. But it takes a long time for one to learn the skill to mix painting styles. Anyway, practice makes perfect. Well, these are my judgments about tattoo artist levels. Primer level, intermediate level, and advanced level. According to what I said just now, you will know which level you are at now. I always say that art is endless. We can regard it as an art, right? I want my pursuit of this art to be perfect and ultimate. I will pursue it as long as I can. Maybe I need to pursue only a style of painting subjects for a long time. What's more, tattoo is a collection of all painting subjects and different cultures around the world. Maybe we are just able to understand it all of our life. But you just need to remember that it's fine if you have your own tattoo styles and unique tattoo technique. Well, that's all for today. Remember to subscribe to my channel. I'll take more interesting videos.